What's up, everybody? It's a recovery day. Got my miles done for the week. I'm pretty much done. I'm gonna do some stretching today and things like that. I'm gonna roll my legs. I'm probably gonna take a bath, but it's really just gonna be about getting my body ready for another week of mileage. Now, right now, I'm just trying to build my mileage up, trying to get ready for the marathon training block that's starting on Memorial Day. Okay, so I'm trying to get ready for that training block. I'm gonna have about an 8-week strengthening period before I get into a 16-week of just hardcore hitting the ground on like marathon specific things. Just trying to build my mileage up to where I don't get hurt and that my body's used to it. So never done 2 consecutive 50-mile weeks like I did. All in all, I feel good, but I just definitely feel it in my legs. Not to mention that my sleep schedule is off the rails, and for no reason other than I've been undisciplined. So my goal this next week is to take the mileage down a little bit and get my sleep schedule back on track. Here we go. Gear review, baby. Boom! Can't see what they are because of the curbside pickup sticker. Before we get into our first review, a little backstory. Obi decided to go on a little spree while I had some company out front. Didn't you, Obi? Yeah. Social distancing. We were talking, he could hear us. Obi loves company. And decided he was gonna throw my yoga mat all over the place and eat some egg noodles. And also this, my AirPod. Chewed, destroyed, unoperational. But tragedy breeds opportunity. I decided the AirPods, they don't really work great for exercise. They're great for lifestyle use. They work great with my iPhone. You know, put them in, automatically connect, automatically start playing. They work with Siri and this and that and another. But I really wanted a headphone that pairs well with what I do mostly in my free time. Run, bike, things like that. So I started looking around and I decided that the Jaybird VISTA was going to be my go-to headphones for exercise. Let's tear into it and see what we got. The Jaybird VISTA. So far, I took them out for a test run and I really liked them. They did really great. The comfort, the earbuds stay put once you put them in. I mean, they really don't move around. Burpees in them, everything. So these bad boys really stay put. They're awesome. And they don't go too deep in your ear. I remember, you know, there were a lot of headphones or earbuds that go like so deep in your ear, almost like ear protection when you're going on a range or something, right? So I mean, it was just really just penetrating to the ear, and these are not. So that is a massive pro for me. I appreciate that. Also, it doesn't wrap around the ear. I'm not a big fan of things that wrap around. I don't mind the little hook that goes in here at the bottom. Like that's fine. It wraps around right here. Perfect, because it's contoured to the shape of the ear, right? So really awesome. If you don't want that little hook, the smallest size doesn't have one. So don't let that sway your opinion on whether or not to get these, because they do have an option available without the little hook there, the contour hook. All right, the sound quality is phenomenal. It's really good. And if you don't like the frequencies that you're getting through your EQ, you download the app, you can personalize it, you can change it, and it's even got a almost like an audiogram that, like, if you've never done one of those, it's like you hear the tone, and once you hear the tone, like, all right, you click. Well, you go through a series of these different frequencies and you raise up the level until just where your ear can hear it. So it actually personalizes the EQ to best suit your ears. It's really cool. And then from there you can edit it or whatever. If you like way more bass or way more treble, or you like to cut the mid-range, whatever you want to do with your EQ, you can do that on the app. So really, really neat. Plus you can look at other athletes like James Lawrence and Sonia Looney, a ton of others that are on there, and they even have some other preset EQs. So really neat with the EQ. On top of that, the noise canceling is pretty stellar, which leads me to another point. I would not wear these if you are running or riding your bike in a heavily trafficked area. In fact, I will not wear these cycling. That will not happen. It would be a massive safety issue because of just how noise canceling that they are. The next thing we're going to talk about is durability. The big selling point with the Jaybird Vista is its durability, right? You can see that it's got this nice textured rubber coating, and it really doesn't blemish. It doesn't scratch or anything like that, so it keeps its nice clean look all the way through. All right, and I put it through the drop test a few times. I got the warranty, so I put it through a drop test a few times. It held up really well. One thing that I noticed about my AirPods is if I drop the case, the AirPods went scattering around. That's not the case. I'm sorry. So pretty stinking durable. The other big thing with the Jaybird Vista is its water resistance rating, which it gets a water resistance rating of IPX7. All right. Now, I don't know what all that means, except that it is totally water resistant. It cannot be submerged in water, but it can take a significant pounding from any weather that you're gonna experience and still work just fine. So, especially for us around here in the spring, perfect, because it's going to be raining a lot. Really very durable headphones, which is what I would expect at the price point. Honestly, they're kind of pricey, but man, you cannot beat the protection that these earbuds provide for themselves. A few of the other features is they have a battery life of 6 hours, and if that doesn't seem long enough for you, you can get up to 10 extra hours charging through the case. The case actually has a fast chargeability. 5 minutes equals 1 hour. That's insane. So if you're like, ah, dang it, I forgot to put them back in my case or whatever, or maybe your case was dead, you plug it up. Thanks to the USB-C, you are actually going to be able to get hours worth of activity use with these headphones in 5 minutes. That's awesome. The other thing that I like a lot that the AirPods didn't really do great with is that this has single earbud use. Now, was it a cool feature with the AirPods that if you took one out, it automatically paused? Sure, at first, then it got old. Then it got really annoying. So, and maybe you could have turned it off, but I never did. With these though, Keeps playing if you take one out. If you want to pause it, you give it a simple click on the right. It's got these cool buttons you can click on that will pause your music. So, and you can customize that remote however you want, for 1 click, 2 clicks, or holding. Holding turns mine off. You can answer calls with these, Siri compatible. The price point for the Jaybird VISTA, pretty stout. Pretty stout. $179.99 for the Jaybird VISTA. So I am blown away by the Jaybird VISTA. I say stash it. I think it's awesome. I'm gonna be keeping these for a long time. I wasn't sure if it was either gonna be these or the Jabra 75T, I believe is what they're called. And I am really, really happy with these. Thanks, Obi, for eating my AirPods. So, a lot more gear review coming. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm telling you, if you're in the market for headphones, Jaybird VISTA, obviously super durable. Stash it. It's good. It's a really, really awesome product, and yeah, can't wait to use them for years to come. Today, I'm heading back to the Brewdog Hazy Jane. Cheers. Here's to another week. So we're heading into another week, and then a week from then, Kentucky is going to start opening up some of its businesses. We're going to start moving forward with our phases to get the state back opened. If you're in a different state, what measures is your state taking? For those of you who are here in Kentucky, I really want to know, are you going to go out and start running with people? Like, is that something you think you will begin to do, or do you feel comfortable doing that? Another exciting thing that I want to talk about is that I have found a starting date for my marathon training. I'm going to do a 24-week block. All right, now, kind of. So I've been building up my mileage, and what I'm going to do is for 8 weeks, starting on Memorial Day, I am going to really start to build strength for 8 weeks. We're going strength and mileage and just start building that up and building that up. And in that 8-week block, I want to build my way slowly up to 60 miles. For the past 2 weeks, I've ran 50-mile weeks. So last week was 50, this week was 52. And overall, I feel really good. I do not feel any of some of the discomforts that I've been having, with the exception of like IT band tightness, but I think that's just kind of something I live with now. I'm stretching. I'm doing yoga every other day for like 10 minutes, focusing on that hip, and I just feel good. So this week I'm going to be taking the mileage down here for a couple weeks, especially, I'll probably hop on the bike a little bit more this week. Let's give my legs some rest before we really hop into this training period. Next week, we're going to be talking about what I'm going to be doing in my 24 weeks of marathon training heading into Indy. You think we're going to have it? Sure hope so, but I really think we're going to have some of the smaller races, like I think things like the Bowling Green Marathon or probably the Wendell Foster Half Marathon. I assume that those races are still going to happen. But those races like, you know, even Boston, Indy Monumental Marathon, there's probably a pretty good chance that those races aren't going to happen because of the sheer volume of people. Like for Indy, I want to say there was 12,000 there last year, maybe 15,000 that raced. I might be wrong. But there were a shit ton of people there. So I have a feeling that that race could get canceled. However, I don't have any wiggle room to wait and see. right? Because I'm shooting for that Boston qualifier. You remember in the video last week, I talked about my goal this year was to get a Boston qualifying time and a one that's going to realistically get me into the race. So that means that I need to race a 6:40 pace, okay? 6:40, 6:30 pace for the whole time. And I'm not close to that yet. So I don't have any time to waste. So I'm gonna start this training block. And hey, you know what the worst case scenario is? It comes to it, they cancel the race, and I'm more fit than I've ever been. I'm faster than I've ever been, and I'm a better runner than I was. So there's really no loss. There's really none. So very excited to get into this. It's been a really long time since I've followed a training plan. In fact, I pretty much want to say I haven't followed a training plan since my first half marathon back in 2016. Yeah, very excited, ready to go, chomping at the bit, can't wait. So, have a great week. I will talk to you on Wednesday. Abel, out.